The Modern Matters podcast with Candice, Christina, and Brett.
I do have a question for the group, though. Do you think that our society right now is kind of promoting more narcissists to evolve?
Absolutely.
For sure.
I would say yes, for sure.
I have some video examples to show.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Should we get right into it? I think that is hands down 100% the case. I myself, being that I have a social media platform that I do some makeup stuff on, or I show, my kiddos or whatever it is. Sometimes I'm like, oh God, am I being a narcissist right now?
Yeah. Because
I don't really want to overshow myself, and it comes with a different intention than what it might be perceived as. But I think it's kind of the way we communicate in the world today. It's super different than the way it was before. I think we have to find a way to accept it, but also find a way to maybe not like overshare. Set some boundaries with even your social media so that you're not using it to live a false.
Yeah, I think it's concerning. That's why this platform is really important, because we're having real conversation, right? It's like if we don't bring awareness to it, then you don't know how you're showing up, or if you're just kind of following the flow of everybody else. But it almost is like, what are you feeding? Are you feeding your ego, or are you feeding your true self? And that is really important to keep in mind, because if you have awareness around it, you can stop it, right? But if we're not having these kind of conversations, just to kind of plant a couple of seeds so you can think about it a little bit deeper, then you could easily fall into the cycle of over posting on social media. And, as long as your intention is good and you are realistic about all of this, just because you post on social media, it does not make you like Kim Kardashian, okay? And that you should be very, very happy that is the case, okay? You still can get out of this situation. That's all I want to say, okay? But it's one of those things that I think we need to provide more platforms. We need to have more conversations about the benefit of being your true self, the benefit of authenticity, the benefit of not just following the flow for the sake of following the flow.
Yeah, I mean, social media, I think the big tricky thing with it is that it can easily be a lie. And I think that's the interesting thing is you don't want to overshare. So you don't want to always say these true things that happen if you had a fight with your girlfriend or, your partner, or had a bad morning with your kids. There's a limit to what you're sharing. It's kind of funny and fun to share some of that real stuff to connect with people and make people realize, hey, we've all got a story.
That's authentic.
Because that's being authentic. But I find it interesting, people who are living a life that is totally not authentic and true. And then I think from that becomes this oh, look at me. People are following me and interested in me. And then they're paying attention to how many people are following it and how many people are interested. And then you fixate on those types of things. I think you start creating people that really just become so self-focused on that reward almost.
Yeah, like followers, and guys, honestly, and this is why I'm really happy, again, that we're having this conversation. If you are getting your value for who you are based on followers or likes or any sort of social media platform stuff, then you've kind of missed the boat, right? Because you really should be doing it because of the message, because what you love and all that stuff. But as soon as you're starting to shift and overlook at those analytics, you could get yourself really caught up in a morphed way of looking at your own self-worth, which could actually be higher up on that scale, that narcissist scale that we really want to be avoiding.
Yeah, I mean, a visual example I always think about is look at somebody's selfie on Instagram. It's typically great. They've really highlighted their best features, and they've taken a selfie wherever they are. You look at that same person, you get a shot of them taking that selfie, they look like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Like as socially
true.
acceptable as selfies are, and I'm a photographer, I
Yeah.
come from a photography background for my job. You always look crazy taking a selfie. You don't look cool at all. It's still, if somebody from the past were to somehow be frozen in ice and come back, they'd be like, "What are you doing with that device in your hand? You're taking multiple pictures of yourself."
Yeah.
Now that's
Yeah.
a good thing. As a photographer, you want to take a lot of pictures and show very few of them. That's very good.
We did it today. We took a selfie and we posted it today.
And you guys looked crazy doing it.
Yeah,
It
we
looked
did.
mental, but the pictures look good. But the pictures look good when they're completed, right?
I
and
agree.
posted. So it's a means to an end.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. But it adds to that false piece, right? And that's another thing that, we can talk about later on, but even like photography and that image of how everything is perfect. Nothing is perfect. I will tell you right now, perfection is like, I just put a post up. Perfection is a self-limiting belief, because soon as you think that there's only one way of being, then you've already capped the potential of what could happen. So let's use an example with one of those photos or whatnot. There could be such beauty in like that realness that you're trying to scrub out of that selfie photo or whatever.